everyone, it's Justin again. In this unit, we're going to be learning about multiplying and factoring. Nope, not numbers. We're going to be multiplying and factoring entire algebraic expressions. I know, sounds weird and difficult, but by the time you finish this unit, it will be just as easy as graphing a line. To start off, this video is going to teach you the terminology that we're going to be using. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe polynomials and their features using mathematical terminology. To reach that objective, first, you'll learn what a polynomial is and the names for different types of polynomials. Then, I'll teach you about standard form and how to find a polynomial's degree. Finally, we'll finish with a couple of practice examples. First, the most common term you'll probably hear throughout this unit is polynomial. A polynomial is one or multiple terms consisting of a coefficient multiplying a variable raised to some power, being added or subtracted from one another. That's a long definition, so let's break it down. A polynomial can be either one or multiple terms, and those terms consist of a variable raised to some power and multiplied by a coefficient, being added or subtracted to one another. Oh, okay. So this would be an example of a polynomial. Or this. Or even this. Actually, a polynomial like this one has a very special name. It's called a monomial. Mono means one. So a monomial is a polynomial with only one term. So what would we call a polynomial with two terms? Bi, like bicycle, means two, so we call a polynomial with two terms a binomial. And likewise, a polynomial with three terms is called a trinomial. We mathematicians got kind of lazy after that. We just decided that anything with more than three terms would all be lumped together under the general term polynomial. All those polynomials we've been using as examples look weird because there's no real organization to them. That's why we always try to neaten them up by putting them in what is called standard form. Standard form is when all the terms are arranged so that the exponents are in descending order, counting down. If an exponent is missing, we just skip over it. Remember, adding and subtracting is connected to whatever comes after it, so if you need to rearrange the terms, make sure each term keeps its sign. Finally, every polynomial has a degree. The degree is the largest amount of variables being multiplied in a single term. In standard form, this is super easy to find. You just check the first term, which automatically has the biggest exponent. In this term, there are 8 x's being multiplied together, so the degree of the polynomial is 8. When the polynomial isn't in standard form, it's a little harder because you have to go looking for the biggest exponent. The degree of this polynomial is 9. We won't be focusing too much on polynomials like this, at least not in Algebra 1, but some polynomials use multiple variables. The degree here is determined by the total amount of variables on the largest term, no matter what variables they are. The largest term in this polynomial has 4 x's and 9 y's for a total of 13 variables. So this is a degree 13 polynomial. Let's practice with a couple of examples. First, what type of polynomial is this? This is a binomial because it has 2 terms. So how would we write it in standard form? If you said it already is, then you're right. The exponents are already in descending order. What's the degree of this binomial? This binomial is degree 3 because the largest term includes 3 x's multiplying together. Next one, what's the name of this type of polynomial? This type of polynomial is just called a polynomial. And nobody ever said mathematicians were creative. So how would we write it in standard form? In order of descending exponents. 7, 5, 2, and 9. Don't forget to keep each term's sign. Finally, what degree is this polynomial? This is a degree 7 polynomial. Make sure to practice these definitions. Once you've mastered them, we can get to work learning how to multiply polynomials together. Don't worry, in the next lesson, we're going to start by using visual models so that you can actually see how the multiplication works. See you then.